Welcome everybody. I'm Pratik representing Vedavi Global Services, a specialist in providing support and services in BI and EPM space. We provide pre-sales support, health checkup and optimization, installation and configuration, upgrade and migration, support and maintenance, end-to-end implementation. Here is the agenda for the webinar today. I'll be explaining you the about EPM products, prerequisites for EPM installation and configuration, preparation for installation, how to install and configure the EPM 122 version in distributed environment, and I'll be explaining you performing post configuration tasks and validations in EPM 122. First of all, we see what is about APM products. So we will have only there are number of components in the EPM presents, but we will have concern with only the 3 or 4 components in this seminar. So I'll be explaining you the Oracle Hyperion Foundation services. This is also a component of EPM, Oracle Essbase and planning. So what is Hyperion Shared Services? It is a component of Oracle Hyperion Foundation services. It is a single standardized infrastructure that facilitates the deployment of Oracle's EPM system deployment and simplifies ongoing maintenance. Shared services provides a central framework for like creating, provisioning and maintaining users, managing user security across all the Hyperion modules, including external authentication. What is Oracle Essbase? Oracle Essbase, it is a multi-dimensional database system, that is, in short, you can call it as MDBMS, that provides a multi-dimensional database platform upon which to build analytic application, extended spreadsheet database. It is also called as extended spreadsheet database. It was a product of Arbor Software, which then merged with Hyperion Software. Oracle then acquired Hyperion Solution Corporation. So now the Essbase is the product of the Oracle. Planning. What is planning? It is a budgeting and forecasting application that can improve business predictability. Oracle Hyperion Planning uses Essbase as a database and calculation engine as a calculator, a relational repository for business logic, and includes a web-based user interface. So for enterprise performance management system, we will be considering only the version 11.122. In that, we need the prerequisites to install and configure the software or the components which you want. EPM 122 supported platforms and operating systems. Operating system support, basic platform, you can take it as Windows Server 2003 with Service Pack 2, R2 Plus or Service Pack 3 Plus, 2008 with Service Pack 2. Windows XP Professional you can have as a base platform. Windows Vista also. Windows 7, all SP levels included. Basically Hyperion is integrated with the Windows. Basically all the companies will have the basic platform as Windows only, but you can have it is on Linux also. So I've tried with the 5.5 Linux 5.5. So what database support also need for the EPM? Oracle 10.2.0.4 version or more than that, 11 or 11.2.0.1. You can have IBM database also, DB2 9.5, 9.7, FP3A. You can have Microsoft SQL Server 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, all service pack levels included. So you can use any Microsoft SQL Server version. Hardware specification, you need processor for Core 2 CPU, memory 16 GB. So these are the common prerequisites which will have to define when you are going to install the EPM. There are much more prerequisites you will find. If you go further for a particular component, we will have a number of prerequisites for a particular component. Next point, I will be explaining you the preparation of installation. What preparation we need for the installation of the EPM products. So first of all, download the installation file from the Oracle Cloud Delivery. Create a directory to store the EPM system files. Just create a directory. Download the following files from the Oracle Enterprise Performance Management System, that is Media Pack on the Oracle Software Delivery Cloud, edelivery.oracle.co.com. You will get the software here, and download location. At the download location, download the software. Note that some files are posted by platform. Ensure that you download files from the platform you are using. So you just need to search there which platform you need. It is categorized by the platform. Unzip the unzip the EPM system installer into the download location where you have downloaded the software. Unzip at that location only. Unzip the installation assemblies into the same directory where you have downloaded the software. The assembly directory should include a subdirectory for each product that you want to install on this machine. Ensure that the assemblies directory looks as follows. First, when you are going to unzip the all downloaded files, first of all you need to have the folder assemblies. In that you have the product, in that you will have version, and in that you should have assembly.dat file. So this is the path for every component you should have extracted in the download location. Preparing for installation. So while preparing for installation, I have some points like preparing servers, how much servers you want, preparing user accounts for that installation and configuration, preparing a database, which database you are going to use, preparing web servers, which web server you are going to use in your EPM. So these are the basic things you should know before installation of the EPM. So preparing servers. Preparing server means how much servers you are going to use, ports. Check the ports, which how many ports or which port you are going to give to that component. Installing database client, disabling user access control. You should have these points in preparing servers. Resolving the host names. You should resolve the host name before installing the components. Okay, this is the most important point. We always stuck for that. Disabling antivirus softwares. Preparing user accounts. So you need some user accounts to have EPM installation and configuration. Do not use administrator user to install and configure. Run EPM system installer and EPM system configurator as a user with administrator rights, and use same user for all EPM products. Assign local policies if required by your products. For Windows, the user ID typically requires act as part of the operating system, bypass traverse checking, log on as a batch job, log on as a service. These 4 ID typically requires for the Windows operating system. So in the user accounts, you should prepare the ID. Next is preparing a database. Before you install and configure most EPM system product, create a database using a supported relational database management system or Oracle database or Microsoft SQL Server, or you can have IBM DB2. EPM system supports 32-bit as well as 64-bit versions of all supported databases. Create required schemas in that. So you need some schemas to have installation and configuration of EPM. Last point is preparing web server. Which web server you are going to use, you should know in this point. that you're using Oracle HTTP server, or you're going for Microsoft Internet Information Services, that is IIS, or you're going for Apache HTTP server. Installation of EPM 122 in distributed environment. So here we will start for the installation. So there are some points you should go through that. Consider the below example for understanding of distributed examples. I'm going to explain you the installation and configuration of Enterprise Performance Management 11.1.22 in distributed environment. Create two machines. I just have an example that I have created two machines, that is machine 1 and machine 2, in which in machine 1 I will have foundation components, ease base and planning. I'm just concerned about only these three products in machine 1. I'll be having in machine 2 ease base server. So I'm just concerned about the ease base server in the machine 2. So I will have a separate server, ease base server, for machine 2, and in machine 1 I will have foundation components, ease base, planning. So here we start installation. First window you will get that enter the location of middleware home. You need to enter the location where you want EPM as a middleware home. So spaces are not supported in this path. Choose the installation type. So we have three installation type as new installation, reinstall series, release, apply maintenance, release. So in new installation you will have a fresh installation of EPM. In reinstall series you will have the option to reinstall the products or components you have installed earlier. Apply maintenance, release, I think this option is used for upgradation purpose. Select the product components. So you need to have to select here the product components. So first of all, these components we need to have select that. I'm concerned only about foundation services and ease base and planning. So in foundation services, the grayed out options will be static content files and WebLogic application server. So these are the grayed out options. It will definitely install without checking. And foundation services web application, we need to check that. And in ease base, I am just concerned about the administration services web application and provider services web application. So I have just checked these two boxes. Just click next. Or I'm also concerned about the planning. So I've also checked the planning web application. So after checking it, hit the next button. So we'll ask for installing, hit the next. It will show you the report of which components have installed correctly in a green. So green check mark, as you can see, green check mark has shown that all the components have installed completed. So click finish button. After that you need to have configure the installed products, EPM components which you have installed. So for configuration you need to have to go to some steps, like if you consideration in a distributed environment. While you can install in or any order in a distributed environment, but note that you must configure foundation services first. This is the most important and relative point of the EPM, that foundation services first should be configured at any machine. Second point, create a new EPM Oracle instance on each machine. In a distributed environment, create a new EPM Oracle instance on each machine. You need to have to create Oracle instance on each machine. Deploy all the EPM system products to a single domain. So in a single domain, deploy all the EPM system products. This is the recommendation of the Oracle. During configuration with EPM system configurator, the web server machine needs connectivity to the machine hosting the shared services registry. This point means when I am going to have the installation and configuration in the machine second, that in that I have the component ease base server. So in machine 1, where I have foundation services, planning, and some ease-based components. So in that, the WebLogic application server should be in the running purpose, because whenever I'm going to configure the ease-based server in the machine second, it should point to the shared services which has already configured in the machine 1. My fifth point, after every single configuration, that is HSS means Hyperion Shared Services, eSpace, planning, you configure the web server last. After all the components of configuration, just configure the web server last. This is the recommendation from the Oracle. So I will start for configuration. I have some snaps that you can have a good exposure from that. So first slide will be select the EPM Oracle instance to which the configuration would be applied. So you need to have give the path home directory for EPM Oracle instance. So I have path Oracle middleware user projects. Basically you will have all the deployment, all the folders in the user projects. EPM Oracle instance name. So EPM Oracle instance name I have it has default EPM system 1. So I have just put it in that default. Hit the next button. In the next slide, set up shared services and registry database connection associated with the instance home. So here we are going to uh, associate the shared services with the database connection. So database connection, so you have two options: connect to a previously configured shared services database or perform first time configuration of shared services database. So this is the fresh installation because I have selected the new installation option. That's why I'm selecting perform first time configuration of shared services databases. You need to give here the database connection information which you have in your system. I have Oracle Microsoft, that's why I've given Microsoft as a database type. I've given the server name. The port is the default, that is 14334 for MS SQL server, and that I have given the database name. I have created a database in the MySQL server, and I have given the database name, username, and password. Click hit the next button. Here this is the main window where you have to select which components are going to configure. So I have selected deploy to application server. There are three grayed out options where you can't have selection choice. That is configure common settings, configure Oracle configuration manager, configure database. So these are the grayed outs selected components. So I've selected deploy to application server, and in ease-based component I have selected provider services deploy to application server, same as ease-based administration services, configure database deploy to application server, and in planning I have selected. So here I have not selected the import data from earlier release, import data from earlier release, because this option is you for when you are going to upgrade something from one version to another version. So this is the configuration components I have selected, and you can see here configure web server. I have not selected this configure web server because Oracle recommends that you should have configuration of web server in the last. The next window will be configure common settings, which is the component of Hyperion shared services. In that I have just put it the default port 25, and LCM export import location means lifecycle management import export location. This folder will be, you will found user projects EPM system 1 import export folder. So for that they have asked in the path, and I have put it the same, and I have clicked the next. Here you need to configure the database. So connect to the previously configured database. I have created some schema for, I've created different schemas for the different components, like for Hyperion shared services I have created schema as HSS. For Oracle ease-based I have created EAS, ease-based administration console, and for planning I have created planning schema. So here connect to a previously configured database. I have chosen this option because I have already configured the database options earlier. So click hit next button. Deploy to application server. Whichever components you are going to configure, you need to deploy it into the application server. So for that, the configurator will ask for the domain name, that is APM system, it will take default, and the administration server port, that is the default port 7001. Administrator user EPM underscore admin, and I have given the administrator password and confirm administrator password fields. So EPM admin, it is a default, so I have taken the default. Click next button. So here, deploy to application server Oracle WebLogic. So as I told you, every component should be deployed to the server. So here you have the option called single managed server. So deploy to web application to a single managed server. I've checked this because I need all the components in a single managed server. That is because I will get the services in the Windows service.msc. I will get the service less services so that I can handle the components. That's why I've selected this. If you have unchecked this, deploy the web application to a single managed server, different ports will assign to the different components. Like here, EAS has managed server name EPM server 0, port 9000, secured socket layer port 9443, and status is undefined. That right now I'm going to install, that's why configure. Workspace, you will have port 9,943. All will be deployed, planning, APS, shared services in a single managed server. That is 9000 port. Hit the next button. Here you will have Oracle Configuration Manager registration. So if you have registration, you can have the registration, or else you can just click next. And you have not provided email address, just click yes. And I want to remain uninformed of critical security issues in my configuration, just click continue. Here you will have to give the set share services administration user password. So while configuring, admin name would be admin, password and retype password. These fields you should fill as your organization needs. Hit the next button. It will show you the configuration. I have completed configuration all the top components. So as I told you earlier, configure web server should be configured at the last of the all components. So here I have checked the configure web server. Hit the next button. Here you have the choice of which web server type you are going to use. So I am using Internet Information Services. Already I told you there are many web servers, Oracle HTTP server, IIS, etc. So I have here Internet Information Service. I've chosen web server port. The default port is 80. So I have the set logical web address for the web application to the web server. I have checked this because I need to have the load balancing in the next attempt. So that's why I've checked this. If you don't want the load balancing and you are just doing for a POC, just don't check it. Hit the next button. Configure the web server has done completed. So machine 1 installation and configuration has done. So we are moving for the installation of APM 122 in distributed environment, that is machine 2 installation and configuration is begin. So while going to the machine 2, just put the every window off in the machine 1, that is APM installation window or APM configurator window. Everything should be closed, and just WebLogic server should be in running, or Hyperion shared services should be in the running, because in the as I told you that machine 2 will point to the machine 1, that where is the Hyperion shared services. So that I will explain you much in the further. So here it's asking me to enter the location to installation. Enter the location of middleware home. I've already told you middleware. Hit next. Click new installation. Here I am just concerned about only the EASE-based server, so I have selected only the EASE-based server. I have installed the EASE-based server. So coming to the configuration. Now at the configuration, how the configurator has some intelligence that it takes or it points where the shared services is through the res.properties file. This file you will found in the machine 1's APM Oracle home. So because I have the Hyperion shared services in the running format, so in this machine second I will give the EPM Oracle instance name as 2, because Oracle has recommended that whenever you are going to have the number of instance, just change the number. So I've given EPM system 2. So now the configurator is much more intelligent that it will point to the res.properties file in which HSS schema is I have configured. So it will point to that and will deploy in that next further slides. So here same as they have grayed out the connect to databases, they have graded because the installer, the configurator has known that already the database has configured in the machine 1, so that you can check here or you can test here that you have configured well in the machine 1. Give your database connection information, select the components. I have selected configure EaseBase server. Here is the configuration EaseBase server window in which you will have a cluster name called EaseBase cluster 1. If you need clusters, so you can configure clusters here as assigned to existing clusters. So the agent port number of EaseBase server is 1423 and the secure socket layer agent port number is 6423. So through 1423 we will access the EaseBase server. So port range you can define here. Port range there is default start port 32768, end port 33768. So full path to application location, Arbor path, this is called as Arbor path, will have EaseBase servers, all the files will be having EaseBase server 1. Set the language to be used by the EaseBase is lang English underscore United States underscore dot Latin 1 at the binary. This is the default. I have selected default. Hit the next button. So this window, I wish to receive security updates via my Oracle supports. No, I want to remain informed. Continue. I have configured the EaseBase server. Now there is no need to have a web server here, but just for confirmation I have just configured the web server because no web application I'm using in the EaseBase web server. So I'm configuring web server IIS configured. So after installation and configuration of machine 1 and machine 2, you need to have perform post configuration tasks like shared services post configuration task. How much components we are concerned with, just have the post configuration task for that components only. So shared services post configuration task, just go to this link, http machine name :port interop. Just hit the web page here. Just hit web page for EPM workspace. Just hit web page for EaseBase and for planning also. And come for the validation. So validating the installation using EPM system diagnostics, generate a deployment report verifying deployment. So this is the last step after installation and configuration. Validating the installation. EPM system diagnostic tests the connectivity of installed and configured EPM system components. Run the EPM system diagnostic on each machine. In the deployment, the result of the test are saved in the HTML format. Using EPM system diagnostics. To run EPM system diagnostic, choose a method. For Windows, just double click for the EPM Oracle instance path bin validate.bat, just double click it. And if you don't want to go to that path, just go to the start menu, choose programs, in that Oracle EPM system, then foundation services, then instance name and the EPM system diagnostic. So after that, verify the deployment with the report, with the help of report, it will be generated automatically while clicking the validate.bat file. Thanks for participating in the webinar. We will look forward to see you again in the upcoming webinars for Vedabi Global Services. Please contact us for any query related to BI EPM space. To email and mobile, numbers are on the contact us slide. Have a great time.